Hey, what's up guys? This is a video on how to do CARS. CARS again stands for Controlled Articular Rotations. So let's get right to it. This is just one approach. There's many ways you can start thinking about doing your CARS, but for now you're just going to think about starting closest to the torso and working outward. You're also going to gradually increase the tension you use in your whole body. So you're going to start out with about 10%, very lightly squeezing the ground if you're just cold first thing in the morning. If you've gotten blood flow or if you've moved around a little bit, you can start a little bit more firmly. And as you work through the whole warm-up, by the end you're squeezing pretty hard throughout your entire body. Remember, irradiating tension is an isometric contraction of your whole body. So it's your hands squeezing together, it's your hands squeezing themselves, the arm muscles, the legs, the torso, the neck, everything in your whole body tensing gradually. All right, let's get to it. So we're starting out with cat-cow. When you're doing cat-cow, we're gonna think of doing the whole spine at once, and then we're gonna do each of the 3 segments of it. For your entire CARS system, you're gonna do 2 repetitions minimum each direction of each muscle group per day. So we're squeezing the yoga block so that the inner thigh muscles get a little bit more work. So we're here to keep me honest. A little more work on the inner thigh. You want your hands under your shoulders, chest out, start, and you're just gonna go through the whole spine and pick a direction to start from. This is just to make it easier to remember. From here, you're gonna start tensing up your squeeze on the ground, pushing your knees through the ground, squeezing the block a little bit more, starting to breathe through your nose, and then sticking your toes to the ground and reaching your heels backwards. I'm also bringing my elbows towards my knees. Tailbone goes out. Slowly wave the spine. It really helps if you are going exceptionally slowly. You're adding control to every motion you do, and you always go in sequence. So now I'm going to start with my tailbone and go up the spine. Moving as slowly as I need to stay in control at all times. That's one each direction, time to repeat. Really taking my time to wave the spine piece by piece. Then I'm tucking tailbone and starting the other way. Again, I did 4 reps there total, so I'm gradually increasing my squeeze until I can tolerate a little bit more. From there, we're gonna go to each segment of the spine, starting with lumbar, which is low back. When you're working on lumbar spine, you wanna have your knees in the same position, but you don't want your knees in front of your hips. So you want to be leaning forward a bit, forehead on the hands, and it's a small tailbone motion, oscillating back and forth 1 to 2 inches. Very controlled, very slow, no momentum. You can absolutely and should do more than just 2, but it's 2 as a minimal, and then you're ready for a thoracic spine. Here's your base position for training your thoracic spine. When you start the motion, your goal is to minimize the head motion. Really try to move just from your mid-upper back. That's where your thoracic spine is. Keep your hands on the ground like so. Chest up and out, push your feet through the floor. Thinking about pulling my heart towards the ceiling behind me on the first side of the rep, and then I'm thinking about sticking my chest out the other side. I'm trying to keep my collarbone down, my lats engaged by bringing my triceps towards my waist. I'm squeezing the ground, I'm pushing my thighs through the ground, squeezing the block. Also, I'm breathing through my nose the entire drill if I can help it. After you've done 2 of those, you can certainly do more. Moving on to thoracic spine. At this point, you can keep the block. Maybe you'll switch it to a narrower setting. It's up to you what's more comfortable for you. But then you're trying to think about being able to keep your knees off the ground because you are squeezing the block enough Or if you're not using a block, just make sure you're squeezing enough that your thighs, if you come off the ground, your toes are tucked like so. From here, we're going to work on only bringing our head up without our chin raising. Like so.